Alrighty, welcome back everybody. It's been a hot second since I've recorded a video, especially one with audio for this playthrough. Main reason I wanted to record, especially me with audio, since majority of these episodes have been without, is simply kind of explain where the playthrough is kind of at, what my plans are with it, because I'm sure if you've watched the last video, you probably noticed that there's been a little bit of changes since, well, abrupt changes with the playthrough. So first and foremost, why the videos haven't spaced out and I've started recording again is, number one, I stopped about 4 weeks ago. Let's see. Yeah, it might be close to 4 weeks ago, as I found out that the new League, or the Keepers of the Flame, was coming out for Path of Exile 1. And I'd never experienced the beginning of a League before, and so I wanted to kind of test it out myself, see what the experience was like. And I think I was just getting a little bit burnt out of the videos that I was creating, and so I was like, and also I didn't understand what was going to happen to my character that was in the League before, of what was going to happen to it. If like the League was going to close and then that character was toast, and I definitely didn't think I could get through all the acts in that time with the time that I had allotted. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just wait until the new League came out, and then I'll just kind of restart, get back to where I was lore-wise in the episodes before, and then I can kind of continue from there. So that's why things are different. The build's different. There's like Keepers of the Flame, which is all about the rifts and that kind of gameplay with the Genesis tree, which you've probably seen a little bit in the last episode. I'm actually following kind of a build guide, just because I was curious. I just wanted to use a specific ability, the kinetic bolt, and I was like, might be fun, looks different, but I still wanted to kind of go the caster route. And so I basically caught up to where I was in the story. I actually filmed last episode killing Malachi within the Beast, and now I'm in Oriath at the beginning of Act 5. So halfway there, technically, when it comes to the acts. And yeah, it's basically, in kind of the downtime, I've been playing World of Warcraft Legion Remix, but I'm kind of finished off where I wanted to get and accomplish within Legion Remix, and I've kind of gone back. I was tempted to actually restart entirely and do a Ruthless playthrough, but then I did some research and saw like how long that would take. I still think that's something I'd like to do in the future, especially if it becomes available on Path of Exile 2. I think that'd be something I'd really enjoy, is kind of the slower, grindier gameplay of Path of Exile. Because like right now my build's pretty busted how it is, and then I'm about to get to a different iteration of the build. But, you know, it's ultimately kind of where I'm at when it comes to the playthrough. I do want to finish it. Like, I'm committed to actually playing through all the acts, finishing it, kind of getting the lore for it. And so, yeah, just kind of a little update. Let's kind of pick up where we last left off lore-wise.
After everything I've done, it took an Oriathan to get these slaves up off their shackled asses and fighting. I guess the Templar should have treated their lessers better than their slaves, eh? Well, I'm not about to turn down a gift from Kitava. If he wants slave and outcast to join hands, then let's remind these Templar that they're flesh and blood, just like us. Utsula Makora is what they call me. I'm what passes for a chief around here. Well, I put the steel in their hands. I tell them where to stab, where to run, where to die. If that doesn't make me a chief, what does? Blood isn't the only currency we need to earn to buy our freedom. We can kill all the Templar mongrels we like out there. It won't matter a damn if we don't get inside their stronghold, the Templar courts. Might as well put my bloody chains back on right now. Problem is, there's some sort of witchery surrounding the place. Only those who see the truth with faithful eyes are getting in there. The power of innocence. It's all in the eyes, you see. Yet blessed Kitava has answered my prayers and sent us just the pair of eyes we need. He Kestikar Kesticus. He's there in the control blocks right now, smiting my people with self-righteous fury. Find him and rip his faithful eyes out. Then I'm sure the good Justikar will be kind enough to see to the Templar cause.
You see, that's the first time they've mentioned Kitava. Like, I know that Kitava is kind of the last endgame boss, but that's the first time they've actually mentioned Kitava. Not like the Beast or Malachi or Dominus, like specifically Kitava. So I'm kind of interested. I'm going to go through kind of these basic dialogues, see what else we
Take a
can find.
deep breath. Inhale the twin stink of exploitation and oppression. Yes, these pens and cells have been our home away from home since the first card we were brought here by Marseus Lioneye, their great hero of the Empire. One of the best slavers they ever had. Not that he was the only one. Captain Sigmund Fairgraves funded many an expedition of the whipped backs of Cardwi children. High Templar Dominus was only the latest in a long line of men to grow rich by trading in misery. Oriathan wealth was built on Cardwi poverty. Oriathan gold will forever be stained red by Cardwi blood.
I feel like the music's super loud, but the audio isn't. Turn that down just a little bit. Maybe turn up the dialogue just slightly. It's interesting. You mentioned Sigismund Fairgraves, the kind of ghost captain that we've helped kill twice now. And then it was that's interesting because it ties over into Path of Exile 2, where the Karui are very like shut off, closed people. And like I probably mentioned at the beginning of this series, I actually played Path of Exile 2 before Path of Exile 1. And the latest act for Path of Exile 2 is all about the Karui Islands and like their people. So it's interesting to see like there's a reason why the Karui is so brutal to outsiders and very suspicious. Like they've been sold, enslaved. I mean, not that they were angels themselves, but it makes sense. So let's see. We'll do Overseer's Tower.
Overseer's Tower, this place is called. Do you know the worst thing about the men who stood here, watching us, cursing us, descending to whip and kick us like curs? They were slaves, like us, willing to turn on their brethren for a bigger cage and a few extra rations. I can't quite put into words what a pleasure it was to take this tower. To rip the greedy eyes from those traitors. Did they see it coming? I hope so.
This guy's got a fascination with ripping people's eyes out. All right, who the heck is Kitava?
Well, I know his other names. The Black Spirit, the Cannibal King, the Ravenous One. He was all of those things before Tsukuhama slashed out his eyes, before Valakor drowned him in the sea, before Hinekora whipped him and condemned him to immortal darkness. Kitava has learned from the suffering inflicted upon him, learned what cruelty is from his own flesh and blood, learned what it means to be a slave. Now he hungers for freedom, not merely for himself, for all of us who have suffered under whip and shackle. Kitava is the tormented one, destined to rise up from the darkness and banish cruelty from this world. And we, his children, rise with him.
Wait, so these guys like worship Kitava? It's not sin.
Old Red Eyes. He's been quiet for a long time, just like Kitava and Tsukuhama, all of the old gods. Now innocence has woken up, and with him, power like I've never seen the Templar wield before. It's all right though. We slaves, we've got our own god looking out for us now. I can see him in the eyes of my brothers and sisters, smell him in the blood we've spilled, hear his call in the screams of the fallen. I don't rightly know where the gods have been or what's brought them crawling back, nor Nor do I really care. All I need to know, my friend, is that we're not alone anymore.
So these guys almost worship Kitaba, which I thought was the end boss. So, but he's not
There's
Sin,
two paths
so I
to
don't
the
know.
Templar, the grim face and the spotty ass. Out front, you've got the Templar courts. Usually the last place our Hatungor see if they're stupid enough to preach their craft within a Templar's hearing. Oriath's woodmongers must do a roaring trade with that place. When the wind blows right, you can even smell the aroma of barbecue blasphemer from here. The arse end, that's the Chamber of Innocence. It's where the real earnest believing gets done. Where the young Templar go to pay their respects to God Almighty and get the good sins baptized out of their heads. I've not seen the inside of the chamber myself, but you can feel it from over a block away. Like there's an eye in your gut, peering through your insides, looking for even the tiniest stain of sin. I tell you, sane people go in one end of that place, ash and apostles come out the other. Watch yourself in there.
And last one.
With Dominus away in Rayclast, someone had to keep the wheels of oppression turning. Avarius was only too happy to take the job. It had plenty of practice already, of course. It was Avarius who led some of the largest and most crippling raids upon the Ngāmakanui and the Ngākura McCoy. It was on his orders that men, women and children were shackled and shipped like cattle to Theopolis. And it was Avarius who spent 5,000 Karui lives building his Templar courts and his Chamber of Innocence. Who had wives and daughters scrub their husbands' and fathers' blood from the stones so as to preserve their purity. When you meet Avarius, feel free to exact a little extra vengeance in the name of Karui's suffering.
Interesting. So this guy just kind of sells weapons and armor. Okay.
For vengeance.
An exile returned. How was that even possible? Rising out of the darkness to claim the souls of our enemies like Hinekora in the stories my mother used to tell me. Well, your divine intervention gave us just the diversion we needed to take this tower. So if you keep doing things like that, then I might have to start believing in the gods again. And thank you for finishing off that last overseer for us. I don't know what sort of mother could have birthed that land-loving whale, but we were lucky he wasn't here when we took this tower. He'd have spread us across the floor like butter on a piece of bread. Here, take something for helping us in this hopeless fight of ours.
Ooh. Let's see. Oh, we don't have an amethyst ring. I'm looking for an amethyst ring. What are my resistances? Yeah, I need a bunch of chaos. My lowest one is lightning. Obviously war. So I guess I can take the lightning one. This is also a new thing that was actually brought over from Path of Exile 2 into Path of Exile 1, is the identify items. And it doesn't use any scrolls of wisdom, which is kind of cool. Let's see.
We'd been planning it for months, spreading the word, stealing weapons, gathering support. Utula and his followers did most of the dirty work. I just carried a few messages here and there. Should have known I'd end up like this when the real fighting started. In the darkest hour before dawn, that's when we broke our chains. And as many overseer necks as we could wrap our hands around. We took the Panopticon as the sun rose over Theopolis, and that's as far as we got. When you're up against cold steel and colder hearts, there's only so far that anger will take you. Few of us can say that we've devoted our lives to anything greater than ourselves. Can you? I think Utula can. Since the day I met him, I've seen Utula do nothing that wasn't in the service of his people. He's a smart one. He could have escaped. He could have sailed off to Namakanui and never looked back. Yet there he stands, our herald of freedom. I might die of this wound, yet I'd be giving but a fraction of what Utula has to honor the Karui way.
Interesting. Is she like super
Remember,
wounded?
we
Oh,
do
yeah, she
this
got like
for
stabbed in
freedom.
the side.
Yes.
Interesting. Alright, she sells all this stuff. I need to keep an eye out for amethyst rings, which have chaos resistance. 24 to 45. That's pretty good. Not better than that one though. That one's gonna be hard to replace with the physical damage.
Remember,
Alright, last guy.
Unlike these assorted
last woman?
ignorami,
Whoops.
I'm not surprised to see you here. The beast is dead, all thanks to you, I suppose. I was listening to the beast's death rattles when these lunatics broke in, wrecked the place, and dragged me here to tend to their cuts and bruises. Thankfully, I was able to bring some of my paraphernalia with me. The balance of power is shifting in your favor, O murderer of nightmares. If I am in possession of anything that might smooth the transition of governance, don't hesitate to ask. You'll find my terms quite reasonable. Some time ago, I fabricated a device able to sense and amplify the corrupt murmurings of Rayclast, a miasmeter. I listened to those whispers for years, lingering beyond sane comprehension. And then the scream. Such profound agony that my mind was nearly sundered by its percussion. I thought another cataclysm might be upon us. But no, it was you,
This lady sounds like
slaying the
Heidi.
beast. I was witness to a singularly potent cadence. This corruption, I am convinced that it holds the very key to our human history, and with it, our very existence. Yet without the miasmeter, I'm condemned to deafened ignorance. It remains in Piety's laboratory, as long as Utula's miscreants haven't vandalized the poor thing. Find it.
Interesting. So this is the gambler. Okay.
In contrast to the company she keeps, Lani has quite an astute mind. I put it down to that Oriathan education she's managed somehow to procure. Whilst quelling whatever resistance you might meet in this noble coup of yours, you'd be well advised to look to Lani for counsel. She'd make the finest of advisors, second only to myself, of course.
This lady's kind of sus, not gonna lie.
Utula might appear to conduct himself with honesty and honor, yet has all the telltale signs of a desperate man born of desperate times. As the cornered animal will bite and claw, the cornered man will lie, steal, and murder in the name of survival. It's understandable, and deadly if underestimated. I can't really fault Justicar Casticus, a man committed heart and soul to upholding the law. Of course, law isn't the same thing as justice, and men like Casticus lack the imagination necessary to make that distinction. Avarice, innocence. I'm not sure there's a great deal of difference. Around the time I heard the beast's mortal scream, the newly appointed High Templar Avarius went through something of a revelation. The manner in which he speaks and acts now would indicate that he believes, without doubt, that he is some earthly embodiment of God. That's faith for you. It'll reduce grown men to the madness of infancy. I gave Piety everything, devoted my life to her work. What did that thankless bitch do for me in return? Left me here to polish her beakers while she pursued glory in Rayclast. Oh. You killed her, did you? Likely as not, you'd have killed me too had I been there. In that case, perhaps we both got exactly what we deserved. First,
yeah. Wait, one more
hello.
thing.
Piety and I have devoted ourselves to the betterment of the human condition. As for our methods, Piety had a saying that summed it up nicely. Would you consider the feelings of the stones when constructing a glorious cathedral in the name of God? Casticus supplied us with slaves. mostly Kardui, and I put them to good use. In fact, I believe their participation in my experiments elevated them from squalor to splendor. Our subjects were able to give their otherwise meaningless lives to something greater than themselves. Isn't that what we all want in the end?
Yeah, lady.
Hello.
You might need to die.
Yes. I'd be dead right now if not for Violenta. I just hope I live long enough to repay her. And how will I do that? By talking Utula out of his inclination to slice Violenta's throat open. As far as I'm concerned, our pasts are as broken as our chains. Remember.
Yeah, she's kind of sus though. I feel like if she chooses the goodness of like your people or like gaining power, I think she'd choose power.
Lani's a pretty tough girl for a half-blood. Her mother was Kardui, but her father, a lord with a nose for island flowers. Despite that Oriathan stain in her blood, Lani risked her life time and time again, slipping us the information that she bore between the lords and ladies of Theopolis. Honestly, couldn't have put the pieces of this uprising together without her. And she's a fighter. Struck down 2 overseers before a third managed to put that scratch on her. Don't worry, it won't slow her down for long. Not Lani. If it weren't for Lani, I'd have cut that bitch's throat the moment I met her. But Violenta seems to know her medicine, so she gets to live. Until Lani is better. Then Violenta will answer for her crimes against us.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's not gonna last, but you know, whatever. Oh, wait, I got stuff to sell. You know, there's something I don't really.
Yes?
There's just so many things I don't know about this game. Cause like I know that you can like combine flasks. Yeah, there you go. Hallowed flasks. So it's like, do I just stockpile flasks then?
For freedom.
Like I've kind of been doing that. Do we have enough of these? We have enough of these. I might sell the rest of them, or at least the small ones.
Tell 'em one.
I mean, it's one more of those, but I don't know if I'm already kind of past that. But the rest of these, I'm just gonna toss.
Talakura, say
Throw in the stash. Yeah, honestly, probably don't need to keep any of these. See, I'm not just, I don't know. There's so many little things about this game where I'm like, I don't know what I should keep or what I shouldn't. That's the problem. I'll keep those for now. I don't think this replaces any of the ones I have. Increase rarity, cold resistance. Do I have one for cold resistance? Yes, I could replace the Torment Circle Power Ring. Gives increased lightning damage, which is nice. Oh wait, no, that's the other one. This one doesn't have a ton of the other ones, but just the resistances is nice. It put up my lightning a bit higher. Plus it keep the cold resistance, but I lose mana. And a bit of evasion. Let's see. Defenses. Puts them both over 100, so I guess that's kind of nice. I guess we'll run with it. I mean, I'm definitely not an expert, so I wouldn't really know. Yeah, don't need that one, don't need that, don't need that.
for freedom.
Alright, let's actually run a mission since we've been sitting here for 25 minutes. Control blocks. Let's actually run a map, shall we? Make sure all my auras are on. Okay, cool. Let's see. actually need the bone armor. That's the one I need, but it's not a 5. It's not a 5. Oh, I can't tell you. Can I go this way? There's a rift. These things are so annoying. Because the goal is you're trying to get... When you spawn in the rifts now, there's like almost like a timer, kind of. That was close. What a unique, the tomahawk. Any of these good? Silk gloves. Okay. Back for that rift. I also don't know how to get down there. I probably have to go back the other way. Need to go that way? Not sure. Anyway, let me go hit this rift. So there's like a timer that you have to try and keep killing monsters within the rift for it to keep open, and when you stabilize it, a boss spawns. I've gotten so freaking close to stabilizing the rift, and there's like no other enemies to kill because you have to kill enemies to stabilize it. And I've gotten literally so freaking close and it doesn't stabilize it. It pisses me off every time. This way. Bars filling up. Gosh dang it, I'm not gonna do it in time. Maybe it's it's gonna be close. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Gosh dang it. See, every time, like, I get so close and then it fails. I still get good rewards if you go further, but it's so annoying. By the way, I do have a loot filter on, but I don't think it's... I don't know if it's very good, I guess. I even made sure it's kind of on a higher filtering out setting, but whatever. Continue on. I did level up. Like I said, I am following kind of a build guide. Sacred Manifest. Yep, I need one more of those so I can unlock it next. Let's see. I have no idea what the brass spear shields do. I'm trying to find... Nah, I can't do that one. Oh, that's a rapier. I thought it was a wand. There's specific pieces of gear that the build recommends that I'm trying to kind of remember. They are the recommended ones. So obviously, it also depends on what it actually shows up. Modifiers on the equipment. Pretty quick. Yeah, this build shreds. Like, actually having an actual build, like my build before did pretty well. Like, I wouldn't say it was bad. But actually having a build that tells you like what ones to use, yeah, it wrecks. Let's check over here. Just to be safe. Make sure I don't miss anything. This looks like a boss area. Maybe? Oh, that's the Maya's meter.
Thaumaturgy and science combined. That's rather clever.
Okay. Oh, that poor guy, dude. Jeez. Alright, let's go back up this way. Can I go down there? Oh, I can.
I need more mana.
I wonder if that guy was like draining my mana. This guy's got a lot of health. A lot more health than other people, that's for sure. Those bleeds, they hurt. Back in here, make sure it's cleared out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just having a build that you can follow makes the game a lot more kind of brain dead. Not gonna lie, which is the thing I don't like about it. But man, I do so much more damage just in general. Oh, hello. I mean,
Look at these beauties.
just like that,
Perfect for
absolutely
my collection.
shredded that guy. Oh, card. No idea what the cards are for. You know, that's just another thing where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It has some sort of functionality in the game. I have no idea what that actually is, but might not even ever learn to what or even get to that point, since I'm not really planning on mapping in this game. Wait, what was that? Oh, I think it's a 4-link helmet. Yeah. See, that's the loot filter, making that nice noise. Nope. Nope. Where's the next area? Oh yeah, it's square. Let me just run the rest of this place just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, having a build that you follow. Not a fan that like I can't really think through the tree, but especially at least I realized I was planning on just running this particular skill at the beginning and was just gonna try to wing it, but I realized pretty early on where I was like, yeah, I don't know if that would work with this particular skill, starting with kinetic bolt and then going into kinetic blast. Can I not get down there? Like, it shows like you almost can, but I don't think I can. I wonder if that's like a different area, maybe. Yeah, I can't even get down there. Weird. Let's go to the next area, see if we can get Waystone. And then probably tally back to turn in the quests that we've gotten. Perfect.
These people have no idea that.
Their time is almost up. Yep.
Thank you.
Lonnie.
By killing Casticus, you've given us a fighting chance. And about his eyes, I'm sorry you had to do that. Yet although Utula's solution might seem brutal, I've seen Karui men blinded with a hot poker, simply for looking a fraction too long at an Oriathan lady. Yes, this is war. And just a little revenge, too. Take something. A token of our thanks.
Ooh. See, like these two, like, I have no idea what's really the best ones to go with. Probably take the amethyst one just for the chaos. Identify. It's so nice. So I want to see if I can keep this, because it's really good. Maximum life and mana is pretty nice. And the chance to block. But no resistances. So maybe I'll toss it. I'm just keeping all my uniques.
For
I've realized I'm just gonna like stockpile them, and you know, for whatever reason, if I do run another character in this league for whatever reason, I got my first 6 link, but I can't even use it. Got that from the tree. Where am I? Let's see if I can sell these for an ultra one. Ooh, the hallowed mana flask.
freedom come for freedom.
Let's see, what do we got? 15 increased charge recovery. See, I don't really even know what that means. It's like consuming a charge is what you're actually recovering. So if I upgrade it to a magical item, oh, it's already a magical item. So orb alteration, add new modifiers. So reduce the amount recovered. Effect is not removed when unreserved mana is filled. Okay. Still bad. Still bad. That's instant recovery, which is nice, but the amount removed is pretty bad. I don't know. That's the thing too. Is like, I don't even have that much mana when I'm low because I have. I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna try it. Why not? I'm going to try it because technically I'm already at a pretty low mana reserve because let's see if I can do anything with this. Maximum mana, cold resistance, lightning resistance. I don't know if that's good or not. I might have to look at my build. Yeah, I might look at my build really fast. Because I need to like save somewhere what pieces of gear I should be looking for. So let's check. Alright, I'm close to level 50, so for this armor we want specifically evasion rating, increased evasion and energy shield, and maximum energy shield is really what we want. So let's try this. Evasion rating, maximum energy shield, but I don't want maximum life. Again, don't want maximum life. See, that doesn't work on that though. I'm just gonna try this. See, I don't want maximum life. Do I just try my next one? Use my last KSR? See. The evasion rating and the maximum energy shield's great, but the maximum life is really bad. I wonder if I could do anything with my crafting bench. See, that's something also that I've like not even dived into, is the ability to craft things. Like, can I remove So yeah, I don't think I can remove like specific things, which is kind of a bummer. Well, I guess I'll just kind of throw it in my stash for now. I'll throw it in 4, whatever. Alright, let's go back, talk to the creepy lady.
I simply can't express how wondrous it is to see you. What? No, not you, exile. The miasmeter. The hope of humanity lies in this beautiful device and the precious knowledge it shall divulge. Far more useful than an accidental hulk of meat and instinct like yourself. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to discover that your slaying of the beast correlates directly to the strife we must currently suffer. At least you've proved useful enough to return the miasmeter to me. That deserves some small reward, I suppose.
Ooh, passive point. I'll take it. Okay, so here's the thing that I'm confused of. So they're saying we killed the beast. Did we actually kill the beast? Like, was it just killing Malachi killed the beast? Or is Kitava still part of the beast? That's where I'm confused. I'm going to try gambling a little bit, because I have quite a bit of money. Trying to think, what is the pieces that I need? Because it's technically evasion plus energy shield is the body. What do I really need a better one of? Maybe the helmet. No, but I mean, those sockets are so nice. Like, one that I don't really necessarily need. Like the 100% increased spell damage, that's such... It's pretty hard to replace. Maybe I'll try boots and maybe a body. Maybe I'll buy a couple bodies and see. So I need evasion plus energy shield. And I'm looking for evasion rating, increase evasion rating, energy shield, then maximum energy shield. So increase evasion rating. Nothing there. A couple more. Evasion rating, maximum life. No, I don't want life. Ooh, a 5 link, but that's pretty bad. Alright, we'll do one more body. Evasion rating, energy shield. Alright, well, we'll sell those back. That's honestly probably the closest one that I would keep. No, because there's maximum life. I don't want life, because I have a specific skill where I don't want life on my body. At boots, I'm looking for evasion and energy shield as well. Armor. Evasion and energy shield. Nope, that's bad. Also bad. Because on boots, I'm looking for life and movement speed. So that's pretty bad too. Ooh. Alright, that might be the contender. That's pretty dang good. Life, regenerate, increase rarity, lightning resist, and then the movement speed's really nice. Yeah, that's the one. Well, we got a nice new pair of boots at least from the gambling. I will take it. Now let's sell the rest of these. I think that puts me at level 50, right? Oh wait, no, this is just an extra passive. So let me double check my tree. Because I believe I might be at the end of my level 50 passive tree. I'm just kind of comparing between the two. Oh wait, I never got this? Oh my gosh, I'm a fool. 10% chance to gain power charge and critical strikes once. Bruh, I never got this. I'm a fool. I need to get the one in the center there too. Bruh. That's hilarious, actually. Alrighty, well, it's about 45 minutes at this point of the episode. You know, I'm not a ton done, especially when it comes to getting into the beginning of an area of a first act. Just lots of listening to lore, did a little bit of mapping, trying to figure out this insane game and all of its complexity. Well, I will say, like, following the build guide definitely helps to at least follow kind of a basic route and understanding, which is definitely nice in a case, but there's just so much to this game that I have not even scratched the surface with, which is actually kind of nuts. But I'm excited. You know, really, I've said it at the beginning, I'll continue to say it, I'm only really planning on playing through the story. When it comes to like mapping in the end game in this game, I'm not super interested. Now, like I said, I might want to do a ruthless run later in the future, because I think it would just be fun to try like a slower, difficult mode of this game on like a different class that's more slower paced, loot's a lot more scarce, so like it would force me to kind of slow down and not be, I would say, as overwhelmed with like decisions, where it kind of forces you into certain play styles, as well as just very basics of the game, of like what's most important when it comes to leveling your gear to just simply stay alive and like survive in farm maps, even just in the story. Like from what I've read in Ruthless, like getting to the last act in Ruthless is seen as like an accomplishment in Ruthless, which is kind of crazy. So maybe I'll do in the future, but yeah, I might throw more commentary videos in. I want to get better at just being more consistent with them. I think it's also nice to kind of explain my thoughts out loud as I'm playing. You know, it's ultimately what I want to do, you know, just as a hobby long term. Only way to get better at it is to consistently do it. So I'm going to try it, even if literally nobody listens to this video. At least I'm enjoying myself. But it's probably going to be it for this episode. Hope you have a good rest of your evening.